the misconception that consciousness and awareness are essentially the same thing is what I think a lot of people go through life seeing is consciousness is just, yeah, I'm conscious. I'm aware of what is happening right now, but there's a distinction between the two. Do you mind breaking what the difference is?
Yes. Awareness is what you are aware of, what you put your attention on, and doesn't mean that your dynamics of who you are as consciousness goes have necessarily changed. It's a different attention. To take an example, you might be a physicist or a physician. At the same time, you're a parent. At the same time, you can drive cars or maybe fly planes. And, maybe you're an athlete that can play tennis or football or whatever. And you have all of these things that are part of you. When you are performing your, let's say, physician's role, you are a doctor and you are seeing a patient, all the other parts go in the background. So we are saying now that your consciousness is the sum total of who you are able to experience and you are capable of being, and that you're putting your awareness now on your role as a doctor. When you finish your role as a doctor and you want to go home, now you go and drive a car, and now you are a driver. You see your family or whatever, your parents or your children. Now you are a relative, a parent or a child of somebody. And your awareness has shifted. You're no more like in the role of a doctor. So awareness is where your attention goes. That's what you are aware of. But it doesn't mean what constitutes you as a whole, which is your consciousness. And parts of it you can recall. So we can say that's why they call the term it's in your subconscious. But, subconscious doesn't mean you've lost it. It's not there. Or unconscious, even it doesn't mean unconscious means it's not part of your reality. It's latent, it's dormant, and it's either accessible or not accessible, but it is there. So it's accessible by your awareness or not accessible by your awareness, yet it is part of who you are. And so when you sleep, for example, you're not aware of anything on the surface, but sleep doesn't mean lack of consciousness. Your body is still functioning. If there is a loud noise, you will wake up. If there is something, that hurts you, if there is pain, you will wake up. That means your body has in its background that state of consciousness. And when there is a need, awareness comes to call upon you maybe to do something. Like wake up. If you have to wake up, if there is a fire, maybe you smell the fire even while you're sleeping, or you feel the heat. That means your body is conscious. It has that possibility of being conscious, even though you're not aware of it until you wake up, and now you put your attention on something. And, on the whole thing is that consciousness as a field has huge possibilities, not only doctor and driver and sun and motor and whatever, but also it's the field of all possibilities. The whole universe is an expression of consciousness. And then the awareness is the ability to experience one aspect of that field of all possibilities or another. And so you might be experiencing something, I might be experiencing something, the cat is experiencing something, the dog is experiencing something. They are very different and different levels of consciousness. The tree is experiencing something, although it's not able to experience like I do. It doesn't have the awareness that I have because it just responds mechanically and it responds automatically. It doesn't have a sense of self. It doesn't have a sense of maybe future and past, or it does, I don't know, but I am assuming it doesn't. And so these are different levels of the dynamics of consciousness, and awareness is how much you're able to detect from that field of consciousness.
Yeah, and there's different states of consciousness, right? And so the state of consciousness that we're at determines what we're going to see in the world. How much of our consciousness do we really have control over?
Ultimately, we can control the whole field of consciousness because we are that. And as human beings, it has been shown that we can go through different layers of consciousness. That's why in the book I describe the different levels of consciousness, all the way from the lower levels, altered states, a coma, vegetative states, somnambulism, different kinds, to the normal states. The normal states are sleep consciousness, dream consciousness, and waking state of consciousness. But in waking state of consciousness, we have broad possibilities of being conscious. You can be under fear circumstances, for example, fight or flight, if you are experiencing a danger moment, and there your consciousness narrows on the specific value. Or you can be in a relaxed state, open state, where your mind opens itself to broad comprehension. Now you think of present, past, future, hopes in life, desire to achieve things, relations, and all of that. That's when your consciousness is not under stress and it expands itself. Now you can expand that consciousness so much so that you can actually experience the entire ocean of consciousness, which is yourself. We often take this example of ocean and waves. You can be on the surface level and experience just a wave. You are just that wave. Or you can dive deep, actually, and experience that you are the ocean, which is what we truly all are. And that is a state of unity. And you grow in consciousness as you expand your awareness and start knowing who you truly are, which is not just the wave, but you truly are the ocean. And then gradually you find that even the others are also the ocean. And that leads to a wonderful state of what we call unity consciousness, where you feel you are unified with everything because you are the ocean. When you put yourself on the level of the ocean, all the waves are yours. Not only that one wave that you used to think it's you, but every wave is yours. You are the ocean.